Mike, let me start with you for a moment here, because TSMC is something that surprises a lot of investors. Warren Buffett, known for a buy and hold kind of philosophy when it comes to companies, and he didn't do that with TSMC, did he?
Yeah, it's been a lot of uncharacteristically short holding periods for Berkshire in the past couple of years. They bought it just in the third quarter, turned around and sold it. I think you can look at Buffett's conviction and say, look, if he doesn't believe in it, he's willing to cut the cord early.
Sally, I mean, look, he cut the cord early, right? But then there's a big question here as to why we've sort of seen this. And this isn't the first time. There's been a couple other times, I think, over the last, 3 or 4 years that have been unusually uncharacteristic for him.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, Berkshire Hathaway is a little bit of a black box when it comes to what they're buying and what they're selling. And Warren Buffett, he is this disciple of the value strategy, which focuses on long-term intrinsic value and buying shares in good companies at reasonable prices. He's owned Amex, American Express, and Coca-Cola for decades. And so this was absolutely a change from that. He bought it just in November and sold the vast majority of it now. But as we know, the company has under its two equity investing heads, right, Todd Coombs and Ted Wexler, they have been adding a bit more of a trading component into the portfolio.
Well, that's what I'm curious. I mean, I know it's hard to know for sure, but this does feel tactical in a way, right? That this was more deliberate. This wasn't about them making a bet and then saying, oh, it was a bad bet. This almost seems deliberate.
So yeah, they could possibly be, as again I said, is a bit of a black box here. Yeah. And the company does report earnings at the end of this month, and maybe we'll get some more of a sense of what it's been doing a little bit there. But the company also has been quite bullish on China because of Warren Buffett's long-term investing deputy, Charlie Munger. He's sort of looked at the country as a place of a lot of opportunity, and he was behind their big push into BYD, the Chinese automotive maker, which they've also been shedding a little bit lately. So I think perhaps, generally, on the whole, they are operating on a bit more of a tactical trading basis.
So that's really important what Sally brings up about this idea that under his new deputies, Berkshire is definitely looking at perhaps trading positions more than the buy and hold. How do you, as an analyst of Berkshire Hathaway, then fold that into how you view the company and what its long-term strategy is when it's not clear from 13F filings which is a tactical move versus a long-term move?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, Berkshire, I think, will stay with this buy and hold strategy. They did make a arbitrage play on Activision, Microsoft. So yes, they have been doing more of these things. I think the long-term strategy still will hold. I think even in a post-Buffett era, I think they're going to not really look to be trading in and out of the market all the time.
All right, let's. I'm going to get you both to speculate here into the black box here, because everybody kind of wants to know what they're going to do with this $100 billion cash, which never seems to go down for some reason. I feel like it's sort of been at that perpetual level. Everyone was talking about all the stakes that they had disclosed over the course of last year in Occidental, and the idea that you don't necessarily build a 50% stake without maybe some broader ambitions.
Well, I think...
Go ahead and speculate, please.
Speculating wildly, he likes things that always have constant demand. So Occidental was a good example of that. Perhaps, the oil and gas industry does, in general, offer a big opportunity. And again, we will hopefully perhaps see a little bit more or hear a little bit more toward the end of this month on that.
I would say a page out of the Buffett playbook, buying some of the company, building a position, growing it over time, then buying the whole company has happened in the past. So it looks like, potentially the most likely target if I'm speculating.